This is Evolution Modern Nylon, a new nylon strung guitar library produced by Orangetree Samples. That's www.orangetreesamples.com. It's their first nylon guitar. Orangetree have produced a number of electric guitars over the years and some acoustic guitars, including a slide acoustic, which is fantastic. This is their first nylon guitar, and this is what it sounds like. So as you can tell, it's absolutely cracking guitar. That was just playing kind of folky stuff, just made up as I played it, and you can tell that the sound is really quite phenomenal. It's a very rich nylon. It's got a nice edge to it. Obviously, it's spread over the entire range of the keyboard from bottom E all the way up to the top B, B5, and it is an absolutely great library. That's just the default nylon guitar as loaded, and you can tell that it's really beautiful to play. Orangetree Samples have done a great job at getting this playable. The engine is divided into 5 different sections. You can see on the screen: play, strum, chords, tone, and setup. The play screen itself is where you map your samples. They've recorded a whole range of samples from sustains, palm mutes, mutes, harmonic, grace notes. If I scroll down here, you can see various grace notes, buzz, slides and hammers, as well as velocity slides and quarter note and eighth note slides, and also a release slide down, octaves and power chords. So a lot of different samples, and we'll have a look at those in a minute. The Strum engine is the same Strum engine as they've used in their other libraries. They've been working on this for some time, and essentially you can go through the library you've got, choose a preset, so a classic folk strum. You can see the strums are shown here in direction, as well as which strings they're strumming. And if I turn this strum on, let me just do that now by turning on the strum automatic chords. There we go. So now strum is enabled, and if I play a chord and tell it to strum, it just strums the notes. Obviously that's not a particularly elegant strum, and I was just playing a very standard 1-4-5 chords, but you can tell that it's quite a nice sound, and you can play with the direction of the strums. You can change how long it takes for them to strum and how many notes it covers. So it's there we are. You can see you can move that around on different strings. So it is quite a powerful strum engine. Just to show you the kind of other stuff it'll do, this is one called By the River, and you can see it's got a long strum, a couple of high note strums. So I'll just play the same chords with that. Excuse the clams, but that's kind of the kind of thing it can do. This at the moment is running at a fairly weird tempo. If I just check what tempo this is set to, 120 beats a minute. So obviously it's a little bit fast for that kind of strum pattern. But you can see how easy it would be to program this in. You've got 6 different strum patterns. It could be programmed on the bottom 6 keys, so you can switch between them. So it's quite an elegant way of doing strums really quickly. Let's just turn that off for the moment. So that's the strum engine. The chords you've just seen, you can ask it to either strum the notes you've played, automatically work out what the chords are from the information in its chord library. So if you just press a C and a G, it'll play C major, for instance, or a C and an E flat, it'll play C minor. Or you can program your own custom chords, and you can see here you can program in all your own chords or learn new chords just by pressing on the keypad. So you press on empty, click a learn chord, play a chord, and it's just learnt a new chord with the following notes. So it's actually really, really clever. Very quick way of learning that. The tone is where it all happens. You've got the same range of effectors as you have in all the Orangetree libraries at the moment. You've got distortion, tremolo, a volume control, wah, reverb, EQ, compressor and chorus flanger, a digital reverb, delay, and cab simulators down the bottom there. You wouldn't have thought they'd be useful with a nylon guitar. I can imagine why you'd want to put a bit of delay or a bit of reverb on. But when you go through the presets, which we'll do in a second, you'll realize actually you can make really good use of some of these other effects to make a very interesting tone, which you could find quite exciting to play. And then finally the setup window, where you can choose multi-tracking, the kind of pick styles you use. You can choose about pick modeling, and you've got a whole load of settings here about capos, bends, pitch bend range, and all the vibratos and various other settings. It's a very powerful engine that has taken many years for Orangetree to get to this point. So all of their libraries now use the same engine, and it really is quite fantastic. But I'm just going to go through a few of the basic sounds that this comes with, the presets as it were. It uses the new snapshot facility, so you can click on the little snapshot box here and you can decide to choose one of the presets to save you having to make up any of your own. So I'm just going to load up Daydreamer. So you can see here Daydreamer is using the harmonics samples. If I just play some notes. Beautiful sustained harmonics there. So I'm going to click on another one. We started with the Agile Nylon. If I choose, let me find a, here we are, Pop Nylon. So this will have a few different effects on it, probably a bit of chorus. Let's just have a little listen. So again, that's quite a mid-range sort of tone. I was just playing some little chords there. Something you might have noticed there was the amazing use of the different strings. The map on the screen here shows you what strings the engine is playing. So if I play a chord, it tries to map it to individual strings to give you a much more exciting and enjoyable play. And what it can also do, of course, is you can move your frets around. So if you're playing guitar with your fingers, you can obviously slide between notes, and you can do tremolos and all sorts of interesting things, and trills. And you can of course do that in reality on this instrument as well. So I'm going to play a G and a B, and I'm going to trill the B to a C, and just have a listen and also watch on the screen what's going on. So you can hear that the strings are being used in monophonic mode. So as I go from a B to a C, it just moves up one fret from B to C on the fretboard. And the same goes for any interval. And you can set the intervals in the setup screen, which we discussed earlier. So go to setup, and right the way down the bottom here, you can choose the legato range up and down. It's set to major second at the moment, and you can set that to any range within reason on individual strings. So the engine is powerful, the sound is fantastic, the tone is really enjoyable. I think it's one of the best nylon guitar libraries I've played. So go and get it and enjoy it.